Madeira. When you travel around Madeira, it quickly becomes clear why it's known as the Garden Island. It is simply awash with colour from a breathtaking display of subtropical plants and flowers. So it's hardly surprising that large and colourful flower markets are one of the most arresting features of Funchal, Madeira's capital. The size of a market town, Funchal is easily walkable, although the further inland you explore, the steeper and narrower some of the streets become. Locally made wicker furniture, lacework and tapestries all make good buys, along with the ubiquitous Madeira wine. Funchal is also the base for tours to the island's botanical gardens, the fishing village of Camara de Lobos, where Churchill went to paint, Camacha, the wicker centre, the Levada Walks, part of an ancient irrigation system, and to Reed's Hotel for traditional afternoon tea. St. Lucia, Windward Islands. St. Lucia has a fascinating, if bloody, history, with the French and British spending years fighting over it. One look at this luscious island will show you why. Cloaked in verdant rainforests, its skyline dominated by the dramatic twin peaks of Le Piton and its gardens a riot of hibiscus and bougainvillea, St. Lucia is the epitome of a Caribbean paradise. Here you can watch parrots and hummingbirds skim through the trees, bask on beautiful beaches, visit charming fishing villages, view stunning volcanic scenery, and glory in the Caribbean's best botanical gardens. If it's your first visit, an island tour to the dramatic Soufriere volcano will show you the island's full beauty. Boat trips to spot dolphin and whales are also available, as are biking, jeep and hiking tours of the rainforest. But do leave time to explore the shops of Castries, where you can pick up bread, wine and even ketchup made from bananas. Margarita Island, Venezuela. Order this margarita on your Caribbean cruise and you're guaranteed 2 for the price of 1. Islands, that is, as what were 2 are now 1, joined by a narrow sandbank. The western half is delightfully unspoiled and undeveloped, with sandy, uncrowded beaches and intriguing coves to explore, while all the main sites are in the eastern half. Like the island's oldest settlement, Pampatar, which has a well-preserved 17th century fort at its heart, or the historic churches and lively waterfront market in the main town's Spanish colonial style, Palomar, just off the coast of South America and part of Venezuela. Margarita is a favorite holiday destination for Venezuelans who find it an oasis of calm and relaxation, and nowhere more so than on the Laguna de la Restinga National Park. Take a slow boat through the mangroves and see just how many exotic, multicolored birds you can spot in the trees. Curaçao, Dutch Antilles. The largest island in the Dutch Antilles, Curaçao is home to more than 50 nationalities, so has a cosmopolitan atmosphere. Its lovely capital and cruise port, Willemstad, is full of 17th, 18th and 19th century Dutch and Spanish colonial architecture. The two sides of the city are divided by Santa Ana Bay, a narrow channel flanked by pastel-tinted gabled houses and spanned by the spectacular swing-aside Queen Emma's pontoon bridge. On one side, you'll find the 18th century Fort Amsterdam and Bredestad, gateway to Willemstad's main shopping and restaurant district, where you can buy everything from Delft pottery to Italian silk ties, Japanese electrical goods, Indonesian batik clothing, locally made black coral jewellery, and of course the sapphire blue liqueur to which Curaçao has given its name. Also worth a visit is the floating market, lined with boats from Colombia, Venezuela and other Caribbean islands selling colourful local produce and handicrafts. Panama Canal, Panama. Everyone should cruise through the Panama Canal at least once. It is a remarkable experience and a moving one when you know the mixture of tragedy and triumph, French farce and financial meltdown which went into its building. The French spent 20 fruitless years trying to build a canal, Suez style, straight through the land. Then the Americans tried a lock-based canal and between 1903 and 1914 completed the waterway that stands today. Look out for the memorial plaques to the thousands who died in its creation, mainly of diseases rife in the forests and swamps through which the canal was forged. It is 50 miles long, and from the Caribbean side, your ship will be lifted 85 feet by the Gatun locks into Gatun Lake. She then negotiates the narrow Gaylord Cut to the Pedro Miguel and Miraflores locks, which lower her back down to the level of the Pacific, which you first see stretching out on the other side of the towering Bridge of the Americas. Acapulco, Mexico. Long a magnet for the rich and famous, Mexico's top beach resort, Acapulco, boasts some of the most stunning beaches along the Pacific Coast Mexican Riviera. Situated on a spectacular sweeping bay, lined by five-star hotels, this jet-setter city makes the perfect cruise call, as there is a huge range of attractions to suit all tastes and interests. There are lively bars and cafes, chic boutiques, and a pulsating nightlife. But so much of Acapulco life centers around the ocean. There is a huge variety of water sports, from surfing, jet skiing, and parasailing, through to snorkeling, scuba diving, and deep-sea fishing. But top of the list has to be the world-famous cliff divers at La Quebrada, who plunge 130 feet from perilous cliffs into the raging waters below, timing their jumps precisely to coincide with the incoming waves so as to avoid landing with a bump in the shallows. Just marvel at the timing, grace, and sheer bravery of the divers as they perform every lunchtime and evening. San Francisco, USA. Cruising under the Golden Gate Bridge into San Francisco is one of the world's greatest travel experiences, for it acts as gateway to a fascinating city set across dozens of hills overlooking the bay. The hippies are long gone, but San Francisco's scenic beauty, laid-back ambience, and more than 3,000 restaurants make it a joy to visit. The famous Fisherman's Wharf harbourfront restaurant and multicolored boats complex, where seals happily sunbathe on its wooden decking, faces out towards the former island prison of Alcatraz, which is now a major tourist attraction, just like the city's colourful Chinatown district and upmarket shopping centre in Union Square. And no visit to San Francisco would be complete without a trip on the city's 130-year-old tram system, carrying you up and down the improbably steep streets made famous by that stomach-churning Steve McQueen car chase in the movie Bullitt. From the city, you can also visit the pretty resorts of Sausalito and Monterey. Honolulu, Oahu, Hawaiian Islands. If you associate Hawaii with flower garlands, grass-skirted hula dancers, fabulous beaches, and spectacular volcanic scenery, a call at the capital and main Hawaiian cruise port, Honolulu, will more than live up to your expectations. With its alfresco whitewashed shopping malls, elegant hotels, and magnificent Waikiki Bay, this city is hedonism personified. You can spend a perfect day ashore browsing the designer boutiques and enjoy a lazy lunch in a waterfront hotel garden before retiring to the soft sands and warm waves that surround the island. And if that's not enough, there are plenty of other things to do, including tours to historic Pearl Harbor or lovely Waimea Falls Park, where you can watch daredevil locals diving from the towering cliffs which surround the spectacular waterfall into the churning waters below. If you're feeling daring yourself, you can also take a flight over the island's stunning volcanic scenery in a helicopter or a light plane.